Ralph LoVuolo presents Mortgage Godfather.
Good morning to you. It's Ralph LoVuolo, the Mortgage Godfather. We talk about time all the time. Isn't that funny? We talk about time all the time. We do. I do. As I get older, time becomes more and more important to me. Every day that goes by is a precious day that I want to be sure that I have done the things that I wanted to do rather than waste time. So with regard to time, I want to ask you a question. When is the most important time in your life that surrounds the meeting with a client or a referral source? Is it during the meeting? Is it after the meeting? No, it's neither of those. It's before the meeting. Before the time that you spend with someone is the most important of the time that you have to be sure that you find out everything that you can about the person that you're going to meet with. You want them to know that you have spent valuable time researching them and their background. And whatever you can find out about them, they're probably not going to know very much about you. They'll know something because they've agreed to meet with you. And for some reason, they've talked to someone, they've heard from someone, they've looked you up, they got an email from you, they got a flyer from you, something. They were referred to you by a real estate attorney or accountant, financial advisor. But I think the most important time for you is the time that you spend before you meet with them. If you could get their permission, for example, to do their credit before you meet with them, something in writing, something that is compliant with the law, you're going to be able to have a conversation with them that is much more incisive than the conversation that you would have if you sat there and asked them questions. I've told the story often about a man that I met with who told me that he let his wife pay the bills because he was dyslexic and he had a very hard time reading, so he didn't bother with the bills. And I had gotten his permission to have his credit report, and I told him how bad his credit was, and the man started to cry. And then the wife wasn't there at the time, and she walked in the door while he and I were talking, and she had come home from shopping, and he said to her, "Did you know that we were behind in this particular bill?" And she started crying. And she said, "Well, I didn't think it was important. My mother told me that it wasn't important for me to do that." The whole thing became just a mess. And I don't remember if I wrote the deal or not, but they had to clean up their credit. When I sat down with him and told him what I told him, he literally was in shock. And when she walked in the door, she was pretty much in shock too. But I prepare for my conversations with people. I had an interview yesterday with someone who asked me, "Do you know my background?" And I said, "Yes, I do." And he said, "Well, how do you know my background?" I said, "I asked people about you and I looked you up. I Googled you. I LinkedIn you. I found out as much as I could about you before we started talking to each other." See, I think those things are key to establishing a relationship with someone. It lets them know you're interested in them and that you're doing your job. So the time before you meet with someone is the time that you want to use the best to your ability to find out as much as you can about them so that the conversation goes the way you want it to go. Have a wonderful day. This is Ralph LoVuolo, the Mortgage Godfather, thanking you for watching. I look forward to speaking with you again next week. If you want to know more about contact information, hold on for a second, or you'll find it below. And I invite you to contact me and ask me anything and that you think might be helpful to you to improve your business. Thank you so much.